Every bottle of ketchup in America has the same origin story, and it has nothing to do with tomatoes. The word ketchup comes from Ketchup, a fermented fish brine from the Fujian coast of southern China. Fujianese traders carried it through Southeast Asia for centuries. British sailors encountered it there in the 1600s, brought it back to Europe, and spent the next 200 years making it from mushrooms, walnuts, and oysters. Tomatoes only entered the recipe in 1812. The sauce you put on your fries has been traveling the world for 400 years. That is just one of 16 sauces on this list, with an origin story most people have never heard. Let's get into it. From the bottle on your kitchen counter to the clay pots aging on a Korean rooftop, sauce has always been the part of the meal that carries the real story. Every civilization on Earth developed one independently before trade routes, before cookbooks, before anyone knew the others existed. Some became national symbols. Some were invented by accident. One vanished from the world for 1,500 years, 2,500 years of continuous production. That is how long soy sauce has been made, beginning in China as a method for stretching salt, which was expensive and scarce, by fermenting it with soybeans and grain. Buddhism changed the formula. As it spread through China around 220 BCE, vegetarian monks needed a version without fish. Soy sauce and fish sauce split into two separate traditions from that point forward. A single batch of traditional Japanese soy sauce can ferment anywhere from 1 month to 4 years. In the 1830s, according to the most widely told account, a British nobleman brought a recipe from Bengal to a chemist shop in Worcester. He asked the two chemists, John Lear and William Perrins, to brew a batch. The result was so pungent that no one could eat it. They sealed the barrel and pushed it to the back of the basement. Then they forgot about it entirely. 2 or 3 years later, they stumbled across it again. Morbidly curious, they opened it and tried a spoonful. The sauce had mellowed into something extraordinary. They bought the recipe, and commercial Worcestershire sauce launched in 1838. Bechamel is the quiet foundation of more dishes than most people realize. Lasagna, mac and cheese, croque monsieur, moussaka, all of them rest on the same base of butter, flour, and milk. France and Italy have argued over who invented it for centuries. The French credit Louis de Bechamel, a courtier at Versailles, around 1651. Hollandaise is the most technically demanding of the French mother sauces, and the easiest to ruin. Egg yolks, clarified butter, lemon juice. That is essentially it. But the emulsion will break if the temperature drifts even slightly too high. The sauce was originally known as sauce Isigny, named after a butter-producing town in Normandy. In the original 1903 edition of Escoffier's Le Guide Culinaire, Hollandaise appeared not among the grande sauces, but among the daughter sauces. Its elevation to one of the 5 mother sauces happened gradually through later editions and translations, meaning the classification most cooking schools teach today is not exactly what Escoffier wrote. Chimichurri belongs to Argentina, the way olive oil belongs to Italy, inseparable from asado, the country's tradition of open-fire grilling. But where chimichurri actually came from is one of food history's more persistent mysteries. At least 4 competing theories exist. One credits Irish immigrants who adapted Worcestershire sauce with local herbs. Another traces it to Basque settlers who brought a sauce called Teximitsuri chimichurri, loosely meaning a mixture of things in no particular order. A third connects it to the Quechua-speaking people of the Andes. A fourth suggests the name is a Spanglish corruption of chimichurri. None of these theories has a primary source. The gauchos who rode the pampas simply started making it, and no one ever questioned that it was theirs. Garum was the ketchup of the ancient world, and it was everywhere. Roman soldiers carried it on campaigns. Wealthy households kept it on the table at every meal. The most prized version, Garum gaditano, came from Cadiz in southern Spain, where Atlantic tuna was fermented with salt in open vats under the summer sun. When archaeologists excavated Pompeii, they found sealed amphorae of garum still intact, perfectly preserved by the volcanic ash of 79 CE. When the Roman Empire collapsed around 460 CE, garum disappeared with it. For 1500 years, no one knew how to make it. Now, a small number of producers in Spain are using the Pompeii findings and ancient texts to resurrect the recipe at prices that would have seemed reasonable in Rome. And coming up the sauce that takes 3 days and more than 30 ingredients to make, and is considered a national treasure in the country that created it. Mole Negro is not a weeknight sauce. In Oaxaca, where the most complex version originates, preparing it properly takes 3 days. The ingredient list runs past 30 items, multiple varieties of dried chili, each toasted separately until almost burnt, then soaked and ground alongside chocolate, spices, nuts, and seeds that have each been prepared differently. The char is intentional. Burning certain chilies to the edge of carbonization is exactly what creates the depth that distinguishes Mole Negro from everything else. UNESCO recognized Oaxacan mole as part of Mexico's intangible cultural heritage. It appears at weddings, funerals, and festivals occasions where the sauce is understood to carry the labor of the people making it.